Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This video is sponsored by SPORKIFE. Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Back on the camper van, even though I don't have a camper van anymore, hiking, walking kicks. I moved on from photography, moved on from bags, moved on from cycling, and I'm into inventing new items that are going to make my and your life unquestionably better. And it's something that we've all been wanting, and it is a combination knife, fork and spoon, which I call the SPORKIFE, copyright, patent pending. Now this is a mock-up. This is not necessarily the finished article, so let's not have any comments about Julian. All you've done is tape together a knife and a fork and a spoon. Look, many of the great inventions started off as just bits of everyday objects taped together. Now, you know, when Elon Musk invented the electric car, what he did was he took a car, all right, it was a Datsun, because it was early days back in the 70s, you know, when Datsuns were around. And then he got a battery. It was like, you know, an ever-ready battery, you know, one of those kind of big blocks. And he sellotaped it to the top of the car. And he said, look, I've got an electric car. And everybody said, Elon, mate, you know, that's rubbish, that is. He said, fast forward 50, 60 years, and everybody in the whole world will not want a Tesla. And Elon Musk was right. So let's not have any silly comments, right? This is the SPORKIFE, and what you get with the SPORKIFE, right? Let's go through it one by one. You know, you might want to take notes. First of all, you get a knife. Okay, a knife is the sharp bit with the serrated edge. So if you want to cut something, you can cut something. Don't use it on yourself. You know, it's not that kind of video. Then we have a fork, all right? So if you want to spear something and pick it up like that, you've cut it up. Let's say you've cut up a bit of pork with your fork. You've cut it up with your knife element of the SPORKIFE. Then you stick your fork in it, and then you can eat it like that. And then you've had your dinner, and you think, oh, I fancy a bit of pudding. And your pudding might be, I don't know, when you're out on the trail doing the Appalachian Mountains or the Cotswold Way or whatever it is, you might think, I know, fancy a bit of baked Alaska. All right, or I fancy some, I don't know, some creme brulee or trifle with some sherry, you know, different types of puddings. And for that, of course, you need a spoon. Now, if you're having, let's say, cheese and biscuits out on the trail, you might want to use your knife to cut up the cheese, and then you can use your spoon to scoop out, you know, your soft cheeses, your goat's cheeses, your cheddars, your Stiltons, other cheeses are available. And you can put that in your gob like that. So then, and once you've done all that, okay, you've used all your SPORKIFE elements, you can kind of fold them up like that, you see. So it folds up into a nice light package that you can then put into your rucksack. It doesn't take up much weight. It's about 1.5 kilograms, something like that, about 4 or 5 pounds. Okay, nothing in the weight of a normal rucksack like you might use. And there you are, you've got your cutlery ready. I mean, what else could you need? Now, it's available from my website, right? Now, all you got to do is go to my website, www.julianhutchings.com, okay, and put in the code, which is plus 10%, and you can buy the SPORKIFE. And I'll only charge you an additional 10%. I mean, there's Brexit tariffs, there's Trump tariffs, there's all kinds of tariffs. You wouldn't believe the kind of tariffs we have to pay. But you put in that plus 10% and you pay 110% of the price, and you will get in the next day, maybe not next day, but the following, maybe not following, but the following month, maybe not the following month. But you might have to go and pick it up from an in-post locker, something like that. But you will get the SPORKIFE. Now, I could just pause say a big thank you to SPORKIFE, who've sponsored this particular video. And if you go to their website, www.SPORKIFE.com, you can get 10% off anything of your first your first 30 days of using Stikazi, or your first 30 days of buying stuff from Stikazi, or your first 30 days of posting stuff on Stikazi, because it's the kind of website that does absolutely everything. It's unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I went to it. At first, I thought this is not real. And I mean, I was right. It turned out not to be real. But www, only 3 W's, I got carried away there, only 3 W's.stikazi.com. Type in the code, Julian Hutchings, please can I get my particular special discount? I can't remember what it was, but I found it while watching this video.com, and you'll get 10%, is it 10%, is it 20%? You may even get 100% off, whatever you want. So there you are, www.stikazi.com. I'd like to thank them for sponsoring this video, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Stikazi. This is the SPORKIFE. I've been Julian Hutchings. This is the SPORKIFE. It's a revolution, I think you'll agree, in not only camping equipment, in hiking equipment, in eating equipment. It's a revolution. It's a revolution for the ages. Okay, up the workers, up the revolution, up the people, up the SPORKIFE. That's what I say. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.